Greetings, friends! This summer we will be reading the first of a series, the Magic Treehouse series, and the first book is called Dinosaurs Before Dark. It is written by Mary Pope Osborne and illustrated by Sal Murdocha. Let's get into it.
Let's get reading.
Here is the table of contents. This is what we have at the beginning of a chapter book that tells us the titles of our chapters. Today's video is just going to focus on the first two chapters. The first chapter starts on page 1, and it's called Into the Woods. The second chapter for today is The Monster. It starts on page 6. Let's read. Chapter 1, Into the Woods. "Help! A monster!" said Annie. "Yeah, sure," said Jack. "A real monster in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania." "Run, Jack!" said Annie. She ran up the road. "Oh, brother," thought Jack. This is what he got for spending time with his 7-year-old sister. Annie loved pretend stuff, but Jack was 8 and a half. He liked real things. "Watch out, Jack! The monster's coming!" said Annie. Jack didn't say anything. "Come on, Jack, I'll race you," said Annie. "No, thanks," said Jack. Annie raced alone into the woods. Jack looked at the sky. The sun was about to set. "Come on, Annie, it's time to go home," yelled Jack, but Annie didn't answer. Jack waited. "Annie!" he called again. "Jack! Jack!" Annie shouted. "Come here, quick!" Jack groaned. "This better be good," he said. Jack left the road and headed into the woods. The trees were lit with a golden, late afternoon light. "Over here!" called Annie. Annie was standing under a tall oak tree. "Look," she said. She pointed at a rope ladder. It was hanging down from a high in the tree. "Wow," Jack whispered. At the top of the tree was a treehouse, tucked between 2 branches. "That must be the highest treehouse in the world," said Annie. "Who built it?" asked Jack. "I've never seen it before." "I don't know, but I'm going up," said Annie. "No, we don't know who it belongs to," said Jack. "Just for a teeny minute," said Annie. She started up the ladder. "Annie, come back," said Jack. But Annie kept climbing. She climbed all the way up to the tallest branches. Jack sighed. "Annie, it's almost dark. We have to go home." Annie disappeared inside the treehouse. "Annie!" Jack called. Jack waited a moment. He was about to call again when Annie poked her head out of the treehouse window. "Books!" Annie shouted. "What?" Jack said. "It's filled with books," said Annie. "Oh man," Jack thought. He loved books. Jack pushed his glasses into place. He gripped the sides of the rope ladder and started up. here are some questions to think about after we finish chapter 1. How would you draw a picture of the main two characters, Jack and Annie? If you have a piece of paper, go ahead and draw a picture of them now. Question number 2. What did Annie find in the woods? Annie found a blank that was filled with blank. Question number 3. How would you feel if you found a treehouse in the woods? I would feel fill in the blank. On to chapter 2, the monster. Jack crawled into the treehouse. Wow, he said. The treehouse was filled with books. Books were everywhere. Very old books with dusty covers and new books with shiny bright covers. Look, said Annie, you can see far away. She was peering out of the treehouse window. Jack looked out the window with her. Below were the tops of the other trees. In the distance, he could see the Frog Creek Library and the elementary school and the park. Annie pointed in the other direction. There's our house, she said. Annie was right. Jack could see their white wooden house with its green porch. In the yard next door was their neighbor's black dog, Henry. He looked very tiny. Hi, Henry, shouted Annie. Shh! We're not supposed to be up here, said Jack. Jack glanced around the treehouse again. He noticed that bookmarks were sticking out of many of the books. I wonder who owns all these books, he said. I like this one, said Annie. She picked up a book with a castle on the cover. Here's a book about Pennsylvania, said Jack. He turned to the page with the bookmark. Hey, here's a picture of Frog Creek, said Jack. It's a picture of these woods. Oh, here's a book for you, said Annie. She held up a book about dinosaurs. A blue silk bookmark was sticking out of it. Let me see, said Jack. He set his backpack down on the floor and grabbed the book from Annie. Okay, you look at that one and I'll look at the one about castles, said Annie. No, we'd better not, said Jack. We don't know who these books belong to. But even as he said this, Jack was opening the dinosaur book to the place where the bookmark was. He couldn't help himself. Jack turned to a picture of an ancient flying reptile. He recognized it as a pteranodon. He touched the huge back-like wings in the picture. Wow, whispered Jack. I wish we could go to the time of pteranodons. Jack studied the picture of the odd-looking creature soaring through the sky. Ah! Screamed Annie. What? Said Jack. A monster! Annie cried. She pointed out the treehouse window. Stop pretending, Annie, said Jack. No, really, said Annie. Jack looked out the window. A giant creature was gliding above the treetops. It had a long, weird crest on the back of its head, a skinny beak, and a huge bat-like wings. It was a real live pteranodon. The creature swooped through the sky. It looked like a glider plane. It was coming straight toward the treehouse. Get down! Cried Annie. Jack and Annie crouched on the floor. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still, absolutely still. Wow, what an end to chapter 2. I can't wait till we see what happens in chapter 3. But before we move on to chapter 3, how does Jack feel about the treehouse? Jack feels... Think of some of those feeling words. Next question. What happened when Jack opened the dinosaur book? What do you think is happening?
That's all for today.